how to build an easy item sorter for a mob farm in Minecraft. These are the resources you will need for this item sorter. So anyways, I'm gonna build this item sorter on this mob farm which I have in the background, and I will leave a link to the video on how to build this farm down below. So anyways, if we have a quick look in this chest, these are some of the materials you will get from this exact mob farm. And as you can see, we get a lot of resources like rotten flesh, gunpowder, string, bones, arrows, and some spider eyes every now and then. Now these are resources you will generally want to keep, but beside that your chest will also fill up a lot with, for example, gold and nether armor and a lot of broken bows. And these will end up taking up a lot of unnecessary space in your storage system. So pretty much what we're going to do is sort out all the items you want to keep, such as gunpowder, string, bones, etc. into individual chests, and then we're going to send all the things we don't want, such as half broken bows and armor, into lava. Alright, so the first step you want to do is that if you already have a chest under these hoppers, is to build yourself 2 blocks under this chest, 1, 2, or under the right side of this chest, then build one going forward and one to the right, and then you want to place yourself out a double chest right here. Kind of like that. So anyways, once you've done this, you want to expand this and then have 4 more chests going outwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is because we're going to be keeping the main vital resources here that you will probably end up using or wanting to keep, such as bones, rotten flesh, gunpowder, spider eyes, and string. So anyways, once you've done this, what you want to do now is head behind these chests and then place yourself some hoppers going into each of the chests. Then what you want to do is place yourself at a temporary block on the back of each of these chests, then place yourself some hoppers looking into those blocks, and then you can destroy those blocks. Then once you've done that, place a block at the end right here, 1 block going upwards, these are temporary blocks, then run hoppers going into all these blocks, pretty much like that, and then into the chests. And what we will have to do now is destroy this chest and then link up these hoppers with these hoppers, by simply replacing these chests with hoppers looking into these hoppers. But I'm gonna wait with that until I'm done here, because if you farm this on, you will be getting some resources while doing this, so to make sure everything works, we're gonna do that at the end. Then what we're gonna do now is head behind what we built so far, and then what you want to do is build yourself out 3 blocks going out from pretty much the bottom layer of hoppers that are going into first chests. Then you want to head under here and place yourself at the blocks going down from the middle block right here. Then you want to expand this 2 more blocks going backwards, then build 1 more block in the middle right here going downwards, and then destroy the row of middle blocks we have right here. So now you should have something that looks like this. So what you want to do now is destroy the blocks we have right here, because you will have to place repeaters, normal redstone repeaters, looking into the block right here, and then you can replace these blocks. So now you should have something that looks like this. Then you want to place yourself some redstone torches on top of these blocks right here. Then you want to head back on top of here and then place yourself redstone comparators going out from these hoppers, and then simply fill in these blocks with redstone dusts. So what you should have now is something that looks like this. Alright, so now that we're pretty much done with this redstone, what we want to do now is get started on the disposal system that will pretty much destroy any armor and bows that we do not want to keep. So to do that, destroy these 2 temporary blocks, then place yourself a dropper facing downwards from the top right here, then surround this block by blocks on all sides, like that. Then what you want to do is place yourself a block on top of the dropper, then build 3 more blocks going outwards, like that. So now you should have a total of 4 blocks, then place a block under that 3rd block, so 1, 2, 3, a block under this block, then destroy that 3rd block on top. So now you should have something that looks like this. So what you want to do now is head on top of here and then place a lever on top of the tip of this block, then place yourself a redstone repeater inside this block, so pretty much in front of the block that has a lever on it looking into this block, then place a redstone dust inside this room, and then a redstone torch on top of this block. And now this should start flicking on and off like that. So anyways, what I want to do now is temporarily turn this off like that by flicking that lever, and then I want to stand on the side right here, destroy the block we have inside there, and then replace that block with a lava source. So what will happen now if I, for example, throw some potatoes and let's just say spider eyes into here, turn this on, what will happen now is that all of these will be sent into the lava. Okay, so now that we're pretty much done with the disposal system and the redstone for the item sorters, what we need to do now is figure out which items we want to keep and in which chest we want those items to go into. So anyways, to do that, what I would recommend you do is place yourself an item frame on top of each of the chests, just to remember which chest has which items, and then select 1 chest for each item. So let's say I want to have bones in the first chest, place a bone right here, then let's say rotten flesh right here, gunpowder right here, a spider eyes right here, and string right here. Then what I want to do is head into each of these hoppers and then place 41 of the items into this hopper. So since I want to have bones right here, so what I need to do now is place 41 of bones into this slot right here. But before we do that, it's important to have some filter blocks to place into the rest of these slots. So what I would recommend you do is grab yourself an anvil and then place yourself a stack of blocks into that anvil of any kind of random block. Then simply rename that to something. I'm just going to name it subscribe because that's what you should do, eh? But anyways, then simply grab those blocks and then place 4 of these blocks in the last 4 slots, pretty much like that. And of course, these should be blocks that do not get sent into the system via the farm. Then anyways, the next step now is to place 41 of the blocks we want to have sorted out into each chest into the first slot. So what I'll have to do is place 41 right here, but I can just place the whole stack because this will get sorted out into the chest anyways. I can do the same with the rotten flesh right here, gunpowder right here, spider eyes right here, and then string right here. And if I just wait a little bit, we will have the rest of the bones inside this chest, with of course one inside this hopper. So what I'm going to do now is destroy these blocks right here, and you can also destroy this chest and try to pick up the items in case you don't want to lose them, and then simply run some hoppers going into the rest of this. And now any items we get from this trident killer or this farm will be sent into the according chest. So what I could do in theory now is that just drop off the items I do not want to keep inside here, for example, which you saw was some armor and a potato or carrot, and they will end up into this dropper. And as you can see, they will not go into any of these chests. So what I could also do now is simply just drop the rest of the resources I want or I have in my inventory into here, and they will slowly get sent into the right chest, as you can see. So yeah, that is pretty much that. But before we end off this tutorial, one quick thing I want to show you is that it is pretty easy to expand these chests. So with a farm like this, if you're using it often, you will end up getting a lot of especially rotten flesh, gunpowder, and of course bones. So what you could do to expand this is simply by building chests more down. So let's say one of 3 double chests instead of 1, because we're going to get a lot of resources from here. What you can do is just expand this with more chests, and then of course more hoppers, and then head to the front. And now what will happen is that of course all the new resources you will get will head into the bottom chest. But yeah, this pretty much means you will now have a lot more space. And of course to stand there, you can just build yourself a floor under here to have some space to stand on. So yeah, anyways guys, that's how to build a very easy item sorter for a mob farm in Minecraft Bedrock. And this item sorter will of course allow you to dispose of any items you do not want to keep, and keep the items you want to keep and have them sorted out into the individual chest, which just makes your whole life a lot easier, because if you want gunpowder, instead of having to look through 20 chests, you can just look into this chest and you will know that there will be gunpowder in there. So yeah, that is pretty much it for that one guys. Thanks so much for watching and hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions about how this works or anything like that, feel free to leave them down below and I'll try to answer as quickly as possible. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.